sun hung low in the sky, casting a golden glow over the island of Santorini, where whitewashed buildings with blue-domed roofs gleamed against the backdrop of the Aegean Sea. It was here, amidst the breathtaking beauty of the Greek Isles, that Elena and Nikos's paths would cross, setting the stage for a love story entwined with both sorrow and hope. Elena arrived in Santorini on a bright, clear day, the island's beauty instantly captivating her. Elena was a striking woman in her late 20s, her auburn hair cascading in soft waves down to her shoulders. Her green eyes, once full of unbridled adventure, now carried a hint of melancholy, a reminder of the car accident that had upended her life. Once a vibrant and tireless travel blogger, Elena was now on a journey of recovery, both physically and emotionally. She had come to Santorini seeking not only captivating content for her blog, but also a sense of healing and renewal. She walked along the cobblestone streets of Fira, the island's capital, her senses overwhelmed by the vibrant colors and the fragrant scent of bougainvillea blossoms that adorned the buildings. As she made her way down to the bustling port of Amudi Bay, she saw Nikos for the first time. He was standing by his boat, mending a fishing net with practiced hands. The sight of him, with his strong, calloused hands working deftly and his expression focused yet serene, caught Elena's attention. Nikos was a ruggedly handsome man in his early 30s. His sun-kissed skin and tousled black hair gave him an air of effortless charm, while his deep brown eyes held a sadness that belied his outward appearance. Nikos was a local fisherman, deeply connected to the sea that had both given him his livelihood and taken away his greatest love. His wife had been lost to a sudden storm, and ever since, Nikos had thrown himself into his work, trying to drown his grief in the endless expanse of the ocean. Elena approached him slowly, her curiosity piqued. "Hello," Elena greeted him with a warm smile. "I'm Elena. I'm writing a blog about the beauty of Santorini. I need inspiration, and am looking for locals to share their stories and perhaps show me around. Do you mind if I join you for a while?" Nikos looked up, slightly startled by her presence, but then answered with a dismissive tone, "I'm busy." Undeterred, Elena pressed on. "Oh, I wouldn't be a bother. We could just chat about different things like what your life is like here as a fisherman. What kinds of fish do you catch? Where do?" Nikos, irritated, immediately stopped Elena. "Look, lady, I told you I am busy, and I am not interested in telling you about my life as a fisherman. Why did you pick me?" "Because," Elena paused, "you seemed authentic." She then turned and began to walk back in the direction she came from, deflated that her attempt had failed. Intrigued and somewhat flattered by her response, Nikos shouted, "Come back tomorrow at 1 o'clock after I sell my day's catch." Elena stopped for a moment, turned to Nikos, and nodded. She then turned back around and, with a satisfied smile, walked confidently back to her villa. Over the next few days, Nikos became Elena's guide, taking her to places only a local would know. Each day was a new adventure, starting with the hidden pathways and secret spots of Santorini that most tourists never get to see. Their first stop was the cliffs of Oia, renowned for their stunning sunset views. They arrived early, securing a secluded spot on a rocky outcrop away from the throngs of tourists. As they waited for the sun to set, they perched on a blanket, the rock warm from the day's sun beneath them. Nikos pointed out the distant islands and the shimmering waters of the caldera, sharing legends and tales of the sea that had been passed down through generations. The sky began its transformation, initially blushing with soft pastels before igniting into a blaze of fiery orange, pink, and purple. The colors reflected off the caldera below, creating a surreal, mirrored masterpiece that seemed to stretch into infinity. Elena, captivated, captured the moment with her camera, but more so with her heart. Nikos, watching her awe, felt a flicker of joy he hadn't experienced in years. The next day, Nikos took Elena to visit the island's iconic blue-domed churches. They wound through the narrow, winding streets of Firostefani, the path flanked by whitewashed houses adorned with vibrant bougainvillea. As they approached the first church, the brilliant blue dome came into view, standing out starkly against the endless azure sky. Elena marveled at the simplicity and elegance of the architecture, the way the vibrant domes seemed to kiss the heavens. Inside, the air was cool and serene, filled with the faint scent of incense and the soft glow of candlelight. Nikos explained the significance of each icon and fresco, his voice reverent and filled with pride for his heritage. Elena felt a deep appreciation for the culture and spirituality embedded in every stone and brushstroke. Each evening she came back to her villa and eagerly wrote about the day's adventures in her travel blog. Their exploration continued to Kamari, where the unique black sand beaches awaited them. The journey took them through winding coastal roads with panoramic views of the Aegean Sea, the water glistening like a sheet of sapphire. When they arrived, the beach stretched out before them, a stunning expanse of dark volcanic sand that absorbed the sun's warmth. They slipped off their shoes and walked along the shoreline, the coarse, warm sand a unique sensation under their feet. The gentle waves lapped at the shore, their rhythmic ebb and flow creating a soothing symphony that harmonized with the rust. They sat by the water's edge, letting the waves kiss their toes. The horizon, a vast expanse where the sky melted into the sea. The stark contrast of the black sand against the brilliant blue water was a sight Elena had never seen before, and she felt a sense of wonder and tranquility wash over her. In between these excursions, they explored less-known treasures, quaint, family-run tavernas where they savored fresh seafood and sipped crisp local wines. Hidden vineyards nestled in the island's interior where they sampled rare vintages and learned about the unique volcanic terroir, and quiet, ancient ruins where they wandered hand in hand, imagining the lives of those who had walked the same paths centuries before. As they spent more time together, Elena and Nikos began to open up to each other. Elena shared stories of her travels, painting vivid pictures of the exotic destinations she had visited and the adventures she had embarked upon. She spoke of the joy she felt exploring new cultures and meeting new people, but also of the sudden, life-altering accident that had put everything on hold. Her eyes grew misty as she recounted the pain and fear she had experienced, the long months of recovery, and the uncertainty of her future. Nikos listened intently, his heart aching for her. In turn, he opened up about his own painful past. He spoke of his late wife, Maria, a kind and spirited woman who had been the love of his life. He described their happy days together, their shared dreams, and the life they had built. Then, with a voice filled with sorrow, he recounted the fateful storm that had taken her away. The sea, which had been their livelihood, had also been their undoing. Maria had gone out to help a friend in need and never returned. Nikos's eyes darkened with the memory, and Elena reached out, placing a comforting hand on his arm. Their shared experiences of loss and recovery created a deep bond between them. They found solace in each other's company, a silent understanding passing between them. Each evening, they would find a quiet spot to sit and talk, their conversations growing more personal and heartfelt. Elena found herself looking forward to these moments, feeling a connection with Nikos that went beyond words. And as they shared their stories and dreams, the stunning backdrop of Santorini, with its sunsets, churches, and black sand beaches, became the canvas for their unfolding romance, a tale painted with the colors of their heart's deepest hopes and fears. One evening, Elena published a blog post reflecting on her past relationship with her ex-boyfriend, who had once been her travel companion. She wrote about the dreams they had shared and the plans they had made before the accident. Nikos read the post the next morning, which was left open on Elena's laptop, and felt a sharp pang of jealousy and doubt. He interpreted her words as a sign that she was still attached to her ex and not ready to move on. Over the next few days, Nikos began to withdraw. Elena noticed his once warm and open demeanor growing distant and his responses increasingly curt. The easy camaraderie that had developed between them seemed to evaporate overnight. Where he had once greeted her with a genuine smile and a sparkle in his eyes, now there was a guarded, almost impassive expression. His laughter, which had filled their days with light and joy, became rare, replaced by a somber silence that hung heavily in the air. Elena immediately began to think that Nikos was unable to move on from the death of his wife. Their relationship was deepening, and it must have scared him. With a heavy heart, she decided to write a new post, one that spoke directly to her growing feelings for Nikos. She poured her heart into the words, describing how meeting him had given her a new perspective on life and love, and how she was ready to embrace a future free from the shadows of her past. Nikos stumbled upon the new post by chance and was moved by Elena's honesty and vulnerability. He realized how wrong he had been and felt a renewed sense of hope and urgency. He set off to find her, his heart racing with anticipation. Nikos found Elena standing on a cliff, gazing out at the setting sun. The sky was a canvas of vibrant colors, the sea below mirroring its beauty. He approached her slowly, his heart pounding in his chest. "Elena," he called out softly. She turned to face him, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears. "Nikos, I know you are not ready for a new relationship." Nikos took her hands in his voice filled with emotion. "What are you talking about? I am ready for a new relationship with you. I read your blog post about your ex, and I thought you still had feelings for him. I was afraid that you wouldn't want to stay, that I'd lose you too. Then I read your new post about me. Nikos, I'm so sorry if I hurt you. I never meant to make you feel like you weren't important to me." They stood there, embraced against the backdrop of the stunning Santorini sunset, their hearts finally open and their fears laid to rest. As the sun dipped below the horizon, they kissed, sealing their newfound love amidst the beauty of the Greek Isles. Their journey to love had been filled with challenges and misunderstandings, but in the end, they found solace and happiness in each other, proving that even in the face of adversity, love could blossom in the most unexpected places. Be sure to subscribe to Edge of Your Seat Stories and click the notification bell for more captivating mysteries filled with intrigue, romance, and dynamic relationships. Please leave a comment below. Tell us of your stories. Until next time, dream big.